Hello, hello Libra. Welcome to your November 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Libra. Before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. If you'd like to work with me, go to onyxhealing.com and sign up for my newsletter to stay up to date, and you get a reading every single Sunday. So that is in the description box as well. I'm going to lay this baby out and we will get started. Okay, let's start with your oracle cards. As always, we have the Mentor. So, a couple things. Of course, we know, yes, seeking out a mentor. For some of you, this might be the right month to do that. You might need outside support in some capacity or guidance, help, resources. There's information that potentially a mentor or teacher of some sort could deliver to you that you might not be able to access at this point in time, right? We help each other with that. In the same breath, this is also about you taking yourself through whatever initiation you're going through and being a mentor yourself. So you probably fall into one of those categories, either experiencing something that you need to experience, which you will distill and be a mentor for others later. And that can even be something like giving advice to a friend and being the mentor role in a moment. Or it's you needing to lean on someone else for support. And then we have Sea Serpent. I believe this has to do with the heart chakra. Very much about keeping your heart space really clear is what's coming up. Allow yourself to use this as a compass, and getting really clear on what does the heart want, what is the desire, what is at the core of your being, like this is the direction that I need to go. What does that look like? And maybe you're experiencing things right now that will get you there, to the heart's desire, to what is sitting in the deep space of your desire. And this is what's leading you down that path. Or it's something where getting a mentor will lead you deeper into your desires. So think about it broadly, right? Whatever type of mentor, maybe it's someone you work with directly or not, or someone you just admire from afar. There's all different iterations of this, how it can manifest. And then we have Taboo. Take on the role of the sacred rebel. Release the need to make others comfortable. Explore the fringes with pride, especially if it makes you nervous. Okay, so doing things your way and allowing yourself to kind of lean into unconventional stuff. I love that. I'm all about the taboos. Okay. Let's look at the central energy. We have the Eight of Wands. Things are going to be moving a lot faster in November than I think you realize. Maybe it's like a slingshot. You've been doing the work. Or, maybe Mercury retrograde was slow. And so now there's that pullback, and then you're going to have a spring forward as a result. The crossing energy is the Hierophant. So things are moving quickly, or whatever activity you have going on, because it looks very just very active, lots and lots of movement. So make sure that you put some reins on it. The Hierophant is pushing you to have boundaries around what you're giving energy to and how you're giving to yourself. Remember, just because it's an active month, it's a busy month, does not mean you want to sacrifice your things that are important to you or that make you feel your best. So don't sacrifice those, set some boundaries around them, even if there's a lot of activity this month. What you have shifting out is the Nine of Swords. This is fear, restrictions, limits. I like seeing this moving out for you because it's allowing that to melt off. I think all of that is done and over with, and now you're kind of in this breath of fresh air, which is the Eight of Wands. So there's a lot of progress that's being made in November. Things aren't going to feel so intense, especially for those of you who have really been going through it. I am seeing a lot of relief here as well. Just remember, I would advise against just looking at it as, oh, things are going well, so I'm going to overexert myself. That's where you could slip up. So just be aware of that blind spot for those of you who have that. Some of you might already be really good at setting boundaries around how much you extend yourself. But for those of you who still need practice doing it, remind yourself that this ugly stuff that you may have been facing, working through, whatever, or dealing with, you know, dipping into that shadow experience, the low level emotions, which we all have, it's kind of like, don't overcorrect. Make sure you're sustaining your energy so you can go through more of this rather than dip into another low. So practice things that make you feel your absolute best in November. The oncoming energy is the Two of Pentacles. What are you weighing? What is the desire relative to the actions that you're taking or what you're aligning yourself with? I'm going to clarify this card as well, because I'm getting it's about more choice. More is available to you. Knight of Cups. Okay. So for those of you, if you have a tendency to lead with your emotions a little bit more, maybe reel that in a little bit. Come to your center before you start making decisions. Don't let the emotions run you. So it seems like you don't want to necessarily be making decisions off of highs or lows, right? You don't want to make decisions from an extreme state, either or. You want to be as grounded and in tune with yourself, in tune with your heart as possible as you're making decisions, which is the Two of Pentacles. So it just seems like whatever the next stage or chapter is, whatever you're heading into in 2021, right, there's going to be more things that are unfolding, and so decisions need to be made from that aligned space. The Knight of Cups is kind of like the less mature version of the King of Cups, right? You have to go through this Knight phase before you get to the King. The King has it all figured out, but the Knight is a little bit wishy-washy, doesn't totally have the whole mastering emotions thing down 100%. And so it seems like that's something you're still going to be working through and just knowing what works for you. It's not really important what works and what's effective for other people. What matters is it something that when you implement, it works well for you and it is effective. So there's a lot of like strategizing and trying things out that's oncoming that will help you just come from a more stable energy as much as possible. Okay, and then these three cards are what's outside of you, your environment, your external influences. We have Justice. Okay, I think whatever you have going on in your environment, while busy, very active, is not chaotic. There's a very even-keeled energy to it. It's just very fast-paced. So remember, busy does not mean chaotic. Full does not mean chaotic. And so it's nice, I think, that especially because this Nine of Swords is moving out, it's like you do have a lot of peace that's unfolding in November. Let's see what else we have coming up. The Chariot, karmic lessons. Like there's a lot of karmic work that's happening, even if you can't fully put your finger on it, or you might not even know what it is. Whatever you're doing in November, whatever moves you're making, whatever mentor you're working with, or whatever connections you have, it's like there's this deep work that's happening on a karmic level. So everything that you're seeing unfold, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? The whole picture, the whole experience of life is contributing to like your soul's purpose, your karmic direction, the exact space that you want to lead with. So it's like trust the environment, even if it seems undesirable, right? You could project that onto the situation. But regardless of any experiences or things that are still getting tied up from whatever this is, or anything that you're walking through, is all in service of you. So like trust your experiences that you're having and trust your ability to navigate them. And we have the Three of Wands. I think this is giving you a really good opportunity to look at what you want. What do you want? What do you need? What's on your heart? What does your soul have to say about it? What's the direction that you want to go? Whatever is happening in the environment is making you reflect on the ultimate dream, the big goal, the big picture, and where you're setting your sights next. I think that November would be a great time to start playing with a 2021 vision for yourself, right? We're getting into that time where intention setting is going to be getting really, I don't want to say more potent, it's just that more of us are going to be focused on that. And so in November, it might be giving you a lot of data as to what you do or do not want to carry with you into the upcoming year, as well as where to really focus your time, attention, energy, resources in the coming year. That's what I'm getting for November. So all of the things that are happening are giving you feedback, and this is a powerful month for you is the other thing that I'm getting with the Justice and the Chariot card. Because this is, a lot of stuff is working out, like getting you adjusted and in the right position. And then you marry that with the Three of Wands, which is your vision for the future. It looks really, really solid. So this does look like it's going to be more of an internal month, like you generating energy internally, you coming back to your desires, coming back into what your vision is for the future. It has to do with your internal calibration of sorts. And then, there's going to be a big blast off as we continue moving forward. Anyway, exciting stuff to look forward to. Okay, so down here, these two cards, this is essentially what's happening internally for you, what's happening in your internal world, and advice for you. So we have the Mother of Cups. Working with your emotions in some capacity. We're always doing that, but this is more about being strategic with them. When you have emotional highs or lows, what do you do with it? How do you capitalize on it? Where do negative emotions go? How do you cope with them? How do you integrate them or alchemize them? Think about all of the things that come up in your emotional world and in your emotional states. Does it drive you or do you drive them? So that is a big thing that's coming up. And then we also have the Fool. Try a new approach. This is showing up more as advice. I'm getting a very clear distinction between the Mother of Cups is what you're experiencing and what you're being confronted with. The Fool is the advice. So if you want new things, if you want bigger, better, more, then you have to step up and be in that energy fully so that you can be available for receiving the things. I'm going to clarify these. Five of Wands. If you don't know, if you're new, this is my favorite card in tarot because it's about problem solving. Experiencing conflict, but in the service of problem solving and making necessary adjustments. So anytime you feel something that isn't working and you experience friction, that is telling you exactly how to pivot, adjust, and what needs to come next or what you need to shift and change. The Mother of Cups is really helping you with that in your emotional body. And so it's like the emotional cues and signals that you're getting will ultimately help you problem solve. But there's a lot of emotional adjustment, reassessment, and kind of allowing yourself to gain emotional tools through highs and lows, right? It's not, and again, I'm not reflecting turbulence. That's not the thing here. It's about where do we make decisions from? Are we in our heart? Are we in our mind? Are we in our emotions? Where are we with all this? Are we in our intuition, our truth? And so allowing yourself to work with the emotional body more in November is really going to be beneficial. And then coupling that with let yourself take new aligned risks. Risks will greatly benefit you when they're aligned. So like chaotic risks, unconscious risks are not supportive, but the ones that you're really clear on will lead you in the right direction, especially with this Chariot up here. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, support. Maybe you have a question in mind. Whatever the case may be, go ahead, tune in to whichever card is calling to you. And if you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1 is the 9 of Wands. This is like the last push. You're in a race and you're sprinting to the finish line. So this is enduring, seeing things through, making it to the end. So you need to bring it to completion. You need to see it all the way through. Don't give up, throw in the towel, don't do that. Really make sure that you move forward with the thing or the desire or the pursuit. So just allow this to be like the final push in the race. Card number 2. We have the Emperor. This is personal power, divine masculine, your ability to get things done. Now, are you in masculine energy that is burning you out and isn't actually aligned with your body? Or are you in a really good harmony with your masculine energy and that is something that feels good in excess? Only you can answer that question, but this is a reflection of your masculine composition organically relative to how much you're running. Like, how much masculine energy are you running, and is that something that is helping you or burning you out? I would look at how much energy or force or restriction you're adding to the situation. Is it helpful? Is it not? Do you need to loosen up and make boundaries more permeable? Do you need to implement more boundaries? It's like definitely coming up around your own composition and also how you're approaching a situation. If you come at it really masculine and it's getting chased off, right, that might tell you a thing or two. Or if you need to apply more masculine, more hunting. So only you can answer that, but those are some things I would reflect on. Card number 3, we have the 2 of Cups, connection, harmony, love, partnership, all good things. I would look at relationships for answers and solutions. Not that other people have the solution, but you might find that there's either clues or wisdom or insight in the relationships that can support you at this time. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of the month ahead. Don't forget to subscribe, sign up for my newsletter. I have more good things coming, so stay up to date with me. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. I am sending you so much love and support. If you would like to work with me or learn more, go to onyxhealing.com, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.